Hello, my name is Nathan Allen, and the title of my project is Thrombolytic Therapy. And the category is health science, and I attend Martha Ruggles Elementary STEAM School, and I am an eighth grader. My purpose. The reason I chose this project is because I want to do a health science project using the process of biomedical engineering to develop a liquid solution to fully unclog the arteries and to most effectively break down a blood clot. This project will give me a better understanding on how biomedical engineers use this highly interdisciplinary process to improve patient treatments. I also want to do this project because both of my grandmothers suffered from blood clots, and I thought it would be interesting to observe something similar to what they experienced. Question or hypothesis. Question. Which liquid solution will work best as a thrombolytic to most effectively degrade a thrombus or blood clot and treat an ischemic stroke? My hypothesis. If I use 4 different liquid solutions to most effectively degrade a thrombus or blood clot, then the 15 milliliters of hydrochloric acid will most effectively break down the blood clot and unclog the model artery. Variables. My independent variable. 4 different liquid solutions. My dependent variable. How effectively the blood clot or thrombus degrades. And my control variable. Tines, cups, waters, pipette, wooden sticks, and glue. My materials. I used 4 different liquid solutions in this experiment. The ones that were used in this experiment as follow is hydrochloric acid, glucose solution, liquid detergent, and NaCl solution. I also used 4 paper cups, 4 wooden stirrers, clear flexible tubing with the measurements of 3/4 inch diameter, a 5/8 inch interior diameter, and a 4 inch length. Also use the rubber stopper, a size that temporarily fits and blocks the tubing. I use white glue, 660 milliliters. I use 1 cup of 237 milliliters of 4% borax solution. I use a graduated cylinder. I use water. I use marker for labeling the paper cups. I use 1 cup of 237 milliliters of hydrochloric acid. I use 1 cup of 237 milliliters of NaOH solution or sodium hydroxide. I use 1 cup of 237 milliliters of enzyme solution. I use 1 cup of 237 milliliters of NaCl solution made in bulk by adding 1 cup of table salt to the gallon of water and stir rapidly until the salt is dissolved. I use glucose solution. I use 1 cup of 237 milliliters of liquid detergent. Also use 6 tubes, 6 pipettes, safety goggles, lab apron, gloves, and mask. My procedures. Step 1, you want to buy materials. Step 2, be precautious because of these hazardous chemicals and put on safety goggles, apron, and a mask. Step 3, fill a white glue up to the line on the paper cup. Vary the amounts of borax solution and stir till molded thrombus or blood clot is formed. Step 4, develop the NaCl solution by adding 1 cup table salt to 1 gallon of water and stir it rapidly until the salt is dissolved. Step 5, you want to develop glucose solution by mixing sugar and water. Step 6, gather the other 2 solutions, liquid detergent and hydrochloric acid. Step 7, absorb each solution from the graduated cylinder with pipette. Step 8, at the same time, efficiently pour each liquid solution into their own distinctive tube to react on the thrombus or blood clot. Step 9, closely observe the liquid solutions reacting on the thrombus or blood clot. Step 10, you want to record results for your first trial. Step 11, repeat above steps. Step 12, you want to record those results for a trial 2. And step 13, record results. And step 14, repeat above steps for a third trial. My results. For trial 1, hydrochloric acid fully degrades the blood clot in 30 minutes and 15 seconds. Result 2, glucose solution partially degrades the blood clot, degrading the thrombus about 42%. NaCl solution partially degrades the blood clot, degrading about 21% of it. Liquid detergent partially degrades the blood clot and degrades only about 3% of it. For my trial 2, hydrochloric acid most fully and most effectively degrades the blood clot in 32 minutes and 15 seconds. Glucose solution partially degrades the blood clot, degrading the thrombus about 43%. NaCl solution partially degrades the blood clot, degrading about 17% of it. Liquid detergent still has no major effect on the thrombus and degrades about 3% of it. For my trial 3, hydrochloric acid most effectively and still degrades the blood clot in 32 minutes and 15 seconds. The glucose solution still partially degrades the thrombus, only degrading about 43% of it. The NaCl solution on its final trial still partially degrades the blood clot about 19%. And the liquid detergent stayed constant all 3 trials. Results continue. This is like the visual of my results. This is my graph for trial 1. For all 3 trials, the NaCl solution degrades the thrombus about 17 to 21%. The hydrochloric acid most fully degrades the thrombus at 100%. The glucose solution degrades the thrombus about 40 to 43%. and the liquid detergent stayed constant all 3 trials, degrading it at only about 3%. This is my data. For trial 2, the first one is the NaCl solution. That is when it degraded the blood clot, degrading only about 21% of it. Going right to the right of it is the glucose solution. That is when it partially degrades the blood clot, degrading only about 42% of the thrombus. Going right, that is the liquid detergent. That is when it only degraded about 3% of it. And finally, well, as you can see, the blood clot getting pushed out the artery. That's the hydrochloric acid when it fully degrades the blood clot in 30 minutes and 15 seconds. Going down for trial 2, starting right, that's the NaCl solution. That is when the NaCl solution partially degrades the blood clot, only degrading about 17% of it. Going to the right, that is the glucose solution. It partially degrades the blood clot, degrading only about 43% of the thrombus. Going right, that is the liquid detergent. It still has no major effect to the thrombus and still degrades about 3% of it. And lastly, that is the hydrochloric acid once again fully pushed out the model artery, and that is when it degraded it about 32 minutes and 15 seconds. For my final trial, NaCl solution, it partially degrades the blood clot, degrading about 19% of it. Going right, that is the glucose solution. That is when it degraded at about 43%. Going right again, that is the liquid detergent. That is when it still stayed constant all 3 trials and degraded about 3% of it. And last but not least, the hydrochloric acid did what it did in trial 2 and degraded in about 32 minutes and 15 seconds. 900,000 people is the amount of people that is affected by blood clots yearly. And the more risk factors you have, such as surgery, hospitalization, pregnancy, cancer, and even some types of cancer treatments can increase risk. Also, if you have a genetic family history, you are most likely to get it. Conclusion. I can conclude that my hypothesis was correct. Hydrochloric acid most effectively degraded the thrombus or blood clot in a clogged model artery on each trial at 30 minutes because when the blood clot was formed, the reaction between the chemical equation BOH3, which is borax, and the 2 H2O molecules form BOH4. Then when you add H3O, which is when 2 water compounds come together, the equilibrium shifts to the left or towards the reactants and degrades the thrombus or blood clot. Also, the glucose solution partially degrades it, but doesn't fully push it out the model artery. In the span of 3 hours, the NaCl solution did a little too much detail to alter the texture, but didn't fully degrade the thrombus or blood clot. The liquid dish soap didn't have any chemical or physical reaction on the model blood clot and didn't fully push it out the model blood clot. These are my resources and my acknowledgments. I would like to thank my science teacher, Mr. Moon, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I would like to thank my auntie Nate for assisting me in this experiment by buying me all the materials and recording me for doing the experiment. I would like to thank my lovely grandmothers for this inspiration. And last but not least, I would like to thank you and the judges for watching this video and taking the time out of your day. Bye.